Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome to my hobby blog. Today we are doing day 7 of Spooktober. And tonight I did a fan, suggestion. I had uploaded a video where I basically said I wanted you guys to choose one movie per week for me to watch. And this week I chose username Ragman and his choice for Andy Milligan's 1968 film, The Ghastly Ones. I know I'm holding up the box set, but it's the first title on the little thing up here on the left. But this was one that he warned me about, and everything I hear about is that Andy Milligan, most of his films are trash. I was reading some of the letterbox reviews on this film, and most of them talked about the commentary track with amazing cult film director Frank Henenlotter, and how much he and the actor that appears in this film kind of shit on this movie. But honestly, considering that it came out in 1968 and definitely predates any slasher movie outside of maybe Peeping Tom, Psycho, but this one is really the first that reminded me of the type of slasher that you would see in the Forgotten Jolly box sets. I sort of joked that this movie was as good as sort of the medium grade Vinegar Syndrome Forgotten Jolly films, and I think I'm kind of more serious about it now that I finished, because this movie did come out the same year as Night of the Living Dead, and I was getting a lot of vibes from that while watching this movie. And of course, Night of the Living Dead is a whole lot better than the Ghastly ones, but it has that feeling of it's kind of one of the first movies to have it be in this genre. Night of the Living Dead was, of course, the first zombie film that didn't utilize voodoo. And you can see that there are a lot of zombie movies that could be argued to be better than Night of the Living Dead. One of which is Day of the Dead, in my opinion. But Night of the Living Dead is just as awesome for different reasons. But this movie, I gave it a lot of leeway with, because I was expecting it to be trash. And it was in a lot of ways. But I think the dialogue was just weird enough to where I didn't hate it. The characters were like every 1960s horror film cast of characters. The cinematography was somewhat interesting. I kind of liked it. It was very interesting to look at. And I'm so bad at this, but they do not have the synopsis of the movie on this box. And so I will try to the best of my ability to remember what the plot is. It seems to me, because it was very loose in terms of its explaining the story, but to me the movie was about a family whose father died, and they all descended upon this house where slowly but surely people are killed off. And we get a lot of weird, suspicious people in the family, and all of them are sort of likely candidates for the murders going on in the house. And you get a couple creepy scenes, nothing supernatural, and one by one they get killed off until we get the reveal of the killer. That's really it. We start off right off the bat in the beginning of the movie with a pretty awesome intro where a man and a woman are kind of wading through this really tall grass. It reminded me of Onibaba by Kaneto Shindo from the early 50s, I think, maybe the 60s. I don't think it's 60s, but it reminded me of that, where our characters are going through these raving tall grasses. But in this movie, these two characters are kind of going back and forth. They start making love, and then we get some unknown killer come by and kills the man, and then slowly chops up the woman. And you see in full view, I mean, it looks like a piece of cake that they're cutting into, but the idea is there, where somebody on screen is slashing someone with a butcher knife and slowly hacking apart all the limbs. And you see that. They don't cut away. So it's kind of groundbreaking in that regard. But overall, this movie is very just boring, but I had to kind of escape the mindset of like just watching a movie. I sort of had to start contextualizing it in my mind, like, oh, what year did it come out? Oh, 1968. Okay, immediately thought of Night of the Living Dead. Okay, this movie is quite similar, and in terms of the cinematography, the sort of character work, where each person kind of represents a certain type of ideal, and they're all trapped in one location, and all these characters start butting heads against each other because somebody is ramping up the tension within the house. And once I started to think that way and was kind of sort of relating all these movies together and doing the jigsaw kind of thing that I talked about, I think, in the last video, how that's what makes watching films so rewarding for me, is making these connections and thinking about movies in different ways than I would just sitting watching the screen, reading the subtitles, whatever. But this movie was not as bad as I thought it would be. It is terrible, but I think I'll give it like a 3, maybe a 3.5 on Letterboxd. I know a lot of people were probably expecting me to just be like, oh, it's boring, and like not have anything else, because it is. That is 90% of the Letterboxd reviews, along with the Frank Henenlotter audio commentary, which I really want to listen to. I heard that one was probably one of the funniest commentaries, which I find hard to believe because John Carpenter and Kurt Russell together on a commentary is amazing. So that is it for today. I'm kind of shocked, but everybody who hasn't voted yet, go into the week 2 comment on that video called Fan Suggestions, I believe, or Intro to Spooktober, from the 1st of October, maybe September 30th. I recorded that. But go on there and vote for what you want me to watch next. Thank you all so much for watching, and please have a great weekend.